Hi guys, it's Angie with Fun Endeavors Tie-Dye Lab. Today, let's make a double fanfold shirt. So I've made a couple of these before, and instead of folding the shirt in half diagonally, I'm going to go ahead and tie each fanfold separately. That way I can add different colors to each fanfold. Before I start, I'm going to put a mark with my washable marker just about in the middle of the shirt. That way I make sure I don't extend either one of the fan folds too far down the shirt. I'm going to start by drawing a line on the corner of the shirt that I'm going to use as a guide to fan fold. I'm wrapping a piece of kite string around my washable marker, placing the end of the kite string on the corner of the shirt, and using that to draw a line or an arc on the shirt. Then I'm going to turn the shirt around, and this time I'm going to place the end of the kite string on the shoulder seam of the shirt and draw an arc on that part of the shirt as well. Now I'm going to fan fold this line, and I'm going to tie it with some kite string. You could use rubber bands to hold the folds in place if you prefer. I don't want to use sinew though, because I don't want any white definition lines in this design. After I have the initial line tied, I'm going to continue the fan folds on either side of this initial line, but I'm keeping in mind that initial mark that I placed in the center of the shirt, and I don't want to extend my fan folds down all the way past that point. So the object of this design is I'm going to place one color on one end on one fan fold and another color on the other fan fold. Then I'm going to kind of just let them meet in the middle. Okay, now that I have that one tied, I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing on the other end. I have quite a bit of fabric left in the middle that isn't fully folded into either one of the fan folds. So what I'm going to do is place some folds in that area, just kind of make it tidy. And then I'm going to hold that area or those folds in place with a rubber band. I don't want that middle portion to be too tight because I do want to promote the dye moving from one end of the shirt to the other. I just really want to let the fabric wick the dye wherever it wants to go. Before I apply the dye, I want to make myself an ice barrier using my silicone cake molds. I'm going to wrap them around the shirt and then hold them up close to the shirt by attaching some wooden clothespins to the metal rack. To help the dye stick a little bit better to the top of the shirt, I'm going to lightly spray the shirt with some soda ash solution that I've placed inside of a spray bottle. So when you're looking at the shirt on the rack, the left-hand portion of the shirt is the top, or it's where the shoulder seam was fan folded, and the right-hand portion is the lower portion where the hem of the shirt was fan folded. On the top portion of the shirt, I'm using Chantilly Pink from Dye Spin. And on the bottom portion of the shirt, I'm going to use Dusty Rose from Dharma. Dusty Rose was one of the special zombie colors that Dharma put out for Halloween. And they're not available from Dharma anymore unless you want to order in really large quantities. You can usually find some available from people who sell on Facebook in a group called Tie-Dye Supplies Marketplace. They buy them in large quantities from Dharma and then repackage them in smaller quantities to sell. Now I'm going to add on an additional sprinkle of soda ash and a layer of ice. I'm only going to add ice to the portion where I actually applied dye. I'm not going to add it to the middle section because, here again, I just want to kind of let the dye go wherever it wants to go. If you notice too, I only applied the dye to the portion of the shirt that I had fan folded. I didn't extend the dye beyond that area at all. I placed the shirt aside and I allowed the first layer of ice to melt, then came back and added another small layer of ice. After the second layer of ice melted, I allowed the shirt to batch or process for about 36 to 48 hours before I started rinsing. I took it to my utility sink and I started rinsing it in cold water to rinse out the soda ash. Then I untied the shirt, warmed the water up to hot, and continued rinsing to try to rinse out any of the excess dye that didn't bond with the fabric. Like normal though, instead of just rinsing for a really long time, I went ahead and added some really hot water to my utility sink, added a little bit of Blue Dawn dish detergent to the water, and just allowed the shirt to soak. When the water cooled off, I changed it out and continued that soaking process until the water was almost clear. That's a great way to soak out the excess dye without having to rinse for a really long time. Then I put the shirt along with some Dharma's professional textile detergent into my washing machine and washed it using a hot water cycle. So now that the shirt has been washed, dried, and ironed, this is what it looks like. Okay, so what do you guys think? I really like this one. I think it turned out looking really cool. I tried to choose colors that went well together, but this is the first time I've ever used the Chantilly Pink for ice dyeing, and I didn't realize how close it was to the Dusty Rose. The liquid dyed, like color swatches, are very different. I mean, they're kind of in the same color family, but they're not quite as close as they are when you use it for ice dyeing. But I think it looks really pretty together. They don't have the same exact color splits. Close, but not exactly the same. So just a reminder, the Chantilly Pink is on the top and the Dusty Rose is on the bottom. And I've used the Dusty Rose before. I used that on an incline twist shirt, and I thought that color gave some really cool color splits. I really like it on this shirt too. I like that grayish, kind of taupey, greenish color that came out, and I like the way the dye traveled up the shirt. The Chantilly Pink didn't quite move as much. And I don't really know why. I mean, the two colors met in the middle, so I don't know why it didn't move as much as the Dusty Rose did. But I think it's a cool effect. I like that white swath going down through the middle of the shirt, which is kind of what I wanted. That's the reason why I didn't put dye on the whole shirt, and I didn't tie the whole shirt. I wanted to see and just allow the dye to move and see what would happen. So overall, I really love this shirt. I think it's a pretty shirt, and I'm really pleased with the results. But what do you guys think? How do you feel about it? Please drop me some comments down below and let me know. And I sure would appreciate it if you would like the video, and if you haven't, if you'd subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you'll hit that bell, YouTube will notify you whenever I upload a new video. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you have a great day.